Good Old Dad, your podcast, dad-friendly entertainment for you and me. I'm your host, Michael Kornbluth, and this is episode 67, Defending My Family with an Unused Headbutt. And that title is so momentous, I'm going to give it a first time holla for some holla. That was, for the record, the first documented holla for some holla in reference to the momentous title. Look. So today, folks, I was at my daughter's school. I thought it was going to be this like musical performance. My daughter was calling it the Simmer Down, Soul Shakedown, Bob Marley retrospective. Not exactly. Simmer Down was a part of it. Anyway, so it turns out that the actual activity, me being a stand-up comedian, I had the luxury where I could just take a break from making the universe laugh. Not on Twitter, because Jack Dorsey, can't have that. So this proved that, by the way, that shadow banning exists. I started a new account today because I wanted to share my piece defending my family with an unused headbutt to Sylvester Stallone, because I give homage to the living legend in the piece. And it's about my daughter signing up for Kung Fu at a local dojo here. And we'll get to that piece in a second. Good Men Project republished it for me. Again, I want to thank my editor, Kara Kennedy, for making it super airtight, getting out the excessive filler, and truly making it sparkle and shine. So thank you very much. And so I'm obviously not on Adderall because I'm taking my time with the story, but I know I come across as all over the place. However, point being, my daughter is having this event at school. It's totally going to be worth the wait. Trust me. So I go to her school, and it turns out the activity, they're teaching community, naturally, right? Community is the theme. So they're playing a game of Clue, right? And so our job was just to basically watch our kids play Clue. And my daughter was the first one to make the accusation and be correct, which is a beautiful thing. But prior to that, the teachers are explaining the game of Clue. I might have played Clue like once in my life. We weren't really a board game family, growing up. So at one point, and this is a packed house, I'd say probably, I'm talking like a room of like 60, both kids and adults, and the teacher, Miss Castellano, only in New York, she was explaining the game of Clue to all of us in attendance. And at one point, she says, when explaining the game of Clue, she says, "If you're wrong," and I say, "You're BuzzFeed?" Ha! And the entire place cracked up. I told you it was worth the wait. And it was BuzzFeed. I was very tempted to call episode 67, and this was BuzzFeed. Yeah. No, not, and this was BuzzFeed. Samuel, I'm flowing, kind of. Can you yell at mommy? I have like a limited time here to make the universe laugh. Hey, babe! Please! Well, what are you doing? Like, you just like forgot? You just like drew a blank? That I was doing a podcast? My wife had a complete blackout of me doing a podcast. You would think that she was doing her best Tara Reid impersonation. So, that reference is more dated than Yiddish. So, I had a great time with my daughter today at school. Afterwards, we played a game of Mad Libs, and it was like a made-up Mad Libs version. We play a lot here as a kid. Great way to bond with your children, and great way to, boost their vocabulary, obviously, but it's just a tremendous, bonding opportunity. So it's really funny. So at one point, we had an opportunity to do a exclamation point. So, of course, this super aggressive, toxic Jew over here felt compelled to push the issue and say, "Matilda, you got to go with Gavolt!" Whenever my daughter lets loose a major league asparagus spear feud fart, I'll say, "Gavolt, Gavolt, Gavolt!" if she happens to rip them in rapid succession. Gavolt, Gavolt, Gavolt! Can I get a holla for some holla, Gavolt? My goal is to completely filter out any borderline anti-Semites remotely interested in my show, because my overt Jewishness right now is just too much from the bear, despite the humor involved in it. So, yeah, so I said, Matilda, I think we should inject Gavolt because your North Salem school could definitely afford a little jewelry upness, if you will. Considering the fact that the school is in North Salem, it's in northern Westchester County. It's across the street from this like gorgeous equestrian farm. This equestrian farm, it's so high end, it's so elitist that Mayor Bloomberg's daughter tried entering one of their contests, and she was stopped at the gates. And the security guard said, "I don't think so, Butterface. Go back to Central Park West. You're not wanted. Can I get a holla for some holla?" So, my daughter has been taking Kung Fu for 6 months now. And she's really thriving, as expected. She's the youngest person in her class. And it brings me incredible nakas. That's a Yiddish term. Means extreme joy and pride, like combined together. Knowing how well she's done, especially like when if I drop off early, part of her job is to start like sweeping, and I just love how it teaches her to like respect her elders and to be disciplined, and of course to protect herself. I want to make sure no one ever pushes her around. So right now, and make sure she could bring on the ruckus whenever the moment commands it. So here's a piece I'm going to share with you right now. It's called Defending My Family with an Unused Headbutt. My 90-year-old great Aunt Marion from the Lower East Side bemoans, with flabbergasted disgust. "Why does your daughter need to know Kung Fu?" I reply, "Because if Uma Thurman knew Kung Fu for real, Ethan Hawke would have been too scared to leave her for their nannies." Can I get a holla for some? But I can't call myself a do-it-all dad if I can't defend my family with more than unused headbutt. Despite the fact that Billy Crystal, who is half my size, delivers one in the movie Father's Day in convincing fashion. At 7, my daughter is the youngest in her Kung Fu class, but it's never too early to learn how to instill fear into scruffy, slacker movie actors who dare to take for granted the infinite wonderfulness of a real deal, funny, fierce feminist, lifetime partner in love. At sleepaway camp in the 7th grade, I chopped through a wooden board during visiting day in front of my parents on my second try. Similar to me nailing parallel parking during my second driving test, I flunked the first one after progressively parallel parking farther and farther away from the test curve. And I'm not using comedic exaggeration here. In my life, the secret to my success in anything has been either giving myself the time to work out my nervous energy or to conversely get off to a resounding forward momentum thrusting strong start. I never bombed doing stand-up after scoring a laugh right at the beginning. However, during my last high school basketball game senior year during sectionals, I sucked for my first 10 minutes. The star forward I was guarding scored a quick 8 points on me. Easy. Still, after I got benched and resumed playing, my nerves would flush out of my system, and I played the strongest game of my high school basketball career. We lost the game by 2 points, but it was the third round in the sectionals, which was a major accomplishment for our team. Coach Fitzsimmons gave me a great send-off, commending me for fighting hard and finishing strong. I firmly believe it would have been a huge difference maker for me in terms of making me a starter baller versus a waste of height bench warmer if I had taken some form of martial arts as a kid. Learning to stick up for myself sooner rather than later. Refusing to let others push me around so easily. Famous playwright Henrik Ibsen says the strongest are the most alone. So I have that going for me, especially since becoming a stay-at-home comedian / father of 3. With Facebook grandparents nowhere to be seen on both sides of the virtual wall divide. Rocky is my preferred workout music because I've always identified with the underdog fighting back for respect. Especially knowing how Stallone in real life was a hardcore writer who wrote 6 screenplays before winning an Oscar for Rocky. Not to mention betting the farm on playing the part for his finest all-star creation up until that point in a long and illustrious career. The thing is, on the surface, I don't look like an underdog. I'm 6'4", 210, 209 now, based on my infusion of delicious homemade soups this past week, courtesy of my wife. So throughout my life, almost nobody has ever tried to pick a fight with me. Still, at another sleepaway camp I attended, there was a kid who threw a handful of pebbles at me once, Darren Gable. I sprung out of my bed with coiled fists, ready to pounce. Yet I froze and withdrew after he declared, "It will hurt when I hit back," but he sounded way more excessively jappy and whiny. Later at the basketball camp, that same kid was talking smack in my ear, and I whaled him in the stomach hard. Zero hesitation. After that, we had no more problems. Not that violence is the answer, but I never want my 7-year-old daughter or her 2 younger brothers to feel intimidated or fearful when the situation they're in demands a strong response. There will be no, "You cross my red line, I'll let you continue your genocide at your own pace, ISIS. Thank you very much." I do not believe it's good. This is a quote by Mayor Koch. I do not believe it's good for one's self-respect to be a punching bag. My neck is getting tense even bringing up this very subject. So much for my morning meditations, daily plank exercises, and treadmill runs expunging all forms of my nervous shock energy from my core aura. So for the second karate chop, I split the wood right in half. Follow through made a huge difference. In addition to some advice I got from my teacher, pretend you're Charles Oakley, not Martin McFly, before he knocks out Biff, claims Lorraine, and becomes the new age Ray Bradbury sci-fi writer stud of his day. Can I get a holler for that Ray Bradbury awesome reference? Holla! That didn't make any sense. I will fail as a father if I fail to teach my 3 children the importance of standing up for themselves when the situation demands it, knowing that they have the tools and the self-confidence to handle any situation that life throws at them, like a heart palm exploding chest punch. In fact, my 7-year-old daughter Matilda, turning 8 in March, is due to receive her white belt in Kung Fu later this month, which marks her first official moving on up Kung Fu fighting promotion. There will be a ceremony where 8'2" will be doing a freestyle jump kick floor exercise routine to bring on the ruckus of Wu-Tang's 36 Chambers of Death, I'm assuming. Kidding aside, I have no idea what the ceremony will showcase outside of my deltoids Dawn Strong, female Flash Fierce daughter, putting all Munchkin actors on notice for ever daring to break her heart of indestructible gold. Congratulations, Matilda Rose Cornblood. Can't wait till you'll be able to beat me up in a year. That is until I start taking Kung Fu on my own, but only after I floor a lit agent with my parenting humor memoir book, Stay at Home Comedian, How 3 Kids Got My Act Together. That's passionate about the subject, that's where it's the right fit for them. Only then where they can find the precious room to include me in their list of other titles. Only then will I be able to have the means and the money and the freedom to sign up for Kung Fu. Because when it's all said and done, I can't fight back beyond the keyboard or on a stage with mere punch lines forever. The end. This is the Do It All Dad Year podcast. Dad-friendly entertainment for you and me. Controlling our kids through comedy can make our kids great again. And I'll talk to you guys soon.